Oh my goodness, absolutely crazy. Historic levels of snow, a Gulf Coast major winter storm. Wow, Texas, Louisiana, all the way. This is Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Not something you see every day. Not just a coating, not just a half an inch. We're talking several inches of snow. Your typical white sand beaches, right? No, that's snow and palm trees. Florida Panhandle getting rocked with several inches of snowfall. Look at these totals. 9 inches around Lafayette, around a foot of snow in New Orleans, 8 inches closer to Mobile, a lot of snow back into southern Texas. This was an extremely far south southern storm, one of the more potent ones we've seen. And sure, yeah, snow up north, but like Sioux Falls, nothing. Des Moines, nothing on the ground. Milwaukee, hardly anything on the ground. You got a decent amount of snowpack across the snow belts into the northeast after a few storms. It's not exactly the sunshine state, though, right? Florida Panhandle absolutely crushed. I mean, that's, again, it's several inches of snow. Just palm trees, Florida, snow. It's like an AI image, but this is very real. This was definitely a pretty crazy event, that's for sure. So when are we going to start seeing much warmer weather conditions? Or are we? Is there any snowstorms on the way next week? It's going to go up and down temperature wise. Yes, we're going to see some snowstorms next week, I should say. So let's get right to that side of things here. But first, look at some of these totals. This is my friend Greg D. Back in the day, interned with him. Yeah, is he shocked? Can he believe this? These are all-time record high snowfall totals in Florida. Milton shattering the old one from like 4 inches or so. 8.8 inches. That is more snowfall than some spots up north outside of snowbelts have literally seen all season long from just one storm. Hard to explain it, isn't it? Yeah. What about the pattern coming up? Well, the crazy cold air, that's going to start lifting off towards the north. We're still going to be pretty cold on the weekend, but it does moderate pretty nicely, and more average temperatures return, actually a little slightly above average, maybe for a day or two. We'll get pretty cool weather into the Great Lakes and Northeast, but nothing crazy. The main cold retreats back into Canada. We'll reload at times. We'll have some warm-ups, but then notice there's this cutoff, low pressure, kind of a cold core cutoff across the middle portion of the country with an organized storm. That'll allow for some more decent cold to settle on in and connect with some of that Arctic air briefly. So it's up and down pattern into early February. We might start cold, but notice a ridge of high pressure, much warmer temperatures building across the west. Teleconnections indices actually do indicate that that can move on in after the first couple days in February. We're getting a little clipper system here through your Thursday and early Friday with a little wraparound lake effect coming through Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania. It'll fade away into the East Coast. And then after that system, it'll be another system that drops on into the Intermountain West, bringing some snowfall and another low that's going to start lifting out of portions of the Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle as well. You'll see that into the Southwest wrapping around with then a rain system forming across Texas into Arkansas, Louisiana. That will move on through, while the other system heads across portions of the Front Range. There could be a little lake effect at times, but not really a huge deal. Not much organized weather out across the east. It's going to be a quieter pattern, but this system will be notable because it could be enough cold air for a big time winter storm from Colorado into maybe Kansas, maybe Iowa. We'll keep an eye on that middle and later portions of next week with warmer air and rain on the southern side of that system. So all the snow will be melted by then for our southern friends here on your Norcast weather and snowplow news video. Look at some of those impressive totals if that storm does indeed happen across the middle portion of the country into Chicagoland, maybe Michigan. There'll be some decent lake effect on the backside. Not an extreme amount of snowfall across much of the west and into the northeast. Also, we're not looking at any kind of like bigger nor'easters or anything like that, but we'll keep an eye on those snowbelt areas to certainly pick up a little bit more accumulation over the next 10 days or so. It'll be overall fairly dry across much of the west. Into the middle portion of the country, much wetter with, again, more rain than snow across portions of the deep south. And temperature-wise, congratulations, we made it, East Coast. We're going to be much more average, and it's actually going to be a little above average going in towards portions of the Dakotas and Minnesota as the cold retreats into the west. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one.
Your Norcast weather update.